waiting on the promises of God, sometimes it can be hard. It can get tough, and you can feel like, God, I've been waiting so long. When am I going to see your hand in the work that I'm doing? But God is working behind the scenes. And I feel like every time I feel like I'm getting, just move my seat back. Every time I feel like I'm getting close to seeing God do the thing that He promised me, you know what I mean? It feels like there's a setback, or He wants me to do something else. There's just another task that He adds on, like, you know what I mean? I'm so close, but there's just one more step, or there's just one more thing, or not yet, almost, you know what I mean? But God said this to me the other day, and He said, you can't reap a harvest for one seed. And I said, like, and I just thought, I'm like, how can I have a harvest if I'm only getting one thing back? So that means I have to keep planting these seeds and keep following God and just keep having Him order my steps, because the things that He is having me plant and establish right now, I will reap a harvest from it later, and it will be big. And that's why sometimes the waiting period seems so rough, seems so tough, seems so long, but God said we must endure until the end. You know what I mean? Like, we must fight this good fight of faith. So we got to just keep on pushing, because on the other side, there is just so much, like, so much that we will receive, so much that comes along with it, and we will be able to rest and be grateful that we stuck through it, and that we endured the things that we have done, and that we just kept on fighting until the end, that we didn't give up, because we know God is our strength. He gives us the strength to keep on going. And I just want to say I just want to thank God for renewing my strength in those days where I felt like I did want to give up, because things is hard to, like, walk by faith and not by sight sometimes, like, because you might look at somebody else and you feel like, well, dang, you know what I mean, they're doing the same thing that I'm doing, but it happened much faster for them. And you know what I mean, they might be, we don't know behind the scenes of how they got there, or, you know what I mean, the things like that. And God always has to remind me that, because I can't look at somebody else's plate if I'm trying to eat. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to eat, I gotta look at my own plate and put my own fork in my mouth, you know what I mean, to keep myself nourished and worry about what I got going on, because watching them eat is not filling me up. So I just gotta keep on just understanding, like, God keeps on refreshing me in this, that life is not a race, it's a journey. You know what I mean? It's a journey that we all take, and we have to just, like, just walk our own walk. You know what I mean? This is definitely a faith walk. This is something so new for me. Like, life is, it's a gift, like, because as we go through these things in life, that's how our spirit becomes stronger. That's how our spirit becomes renewed, and we get transformed, because God has set me on a path to do things that I never thought were possible for me. And it just transformed my mind to trust Him, and to know that with God, all things are possible. And with man, some things are possible. So it's like, I could only get so far myself, but with God, I can get through every door. I can pass every test. And it just makes you stronger. And I just want to thank God. And I just want to encourage you all that you will make it to your destiny. You will, reap a harvest. And that's why God has you planting so many seeds, because what He's going to, give to you is going to be big. God is not going to do anything small. If He's going to do it, He's going to do it all the way. He's going to bless you to the top of your head, to the crown of your head, to the sole of your feet. It's going to be just a full blessing. It's going to be so much that you have to give it away. And everyone around you is going to be blessed. So it's like, you have to just keep doing these things that God is calling you to do. And even though it's hard right now, you know what I mean, it feels like it's a lot weighing down and you have a lot of burdens, like, just keep giving those things to God and just keep letting Him know. Like, you know what I mean, don't just try to hold it to yourself. Like, let God know what's going on, because He already knows. But when you let God know, you're acknowledging the pain and then you're letting it go, and he can just, fill that void for you and just give you comfort and just give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Because sometimes when we look at sight, it looks like, oh goodness, like, what I mean, I'm never gonna get out of this. This is just too hard. I'm just too messed up. But when we trust in God and we walk by faith in the spirit, we know it's already done. We're just waiting to see it in the natural. You know what I mean? So just keep on trusting God, because your blessing is coming and it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. And just keep putting your trust in God. Just keep walking by faith and not by sight, and just know that God is with you no matter how hard things get. You know what I mean? It's worth it.